Okay, welcome back. Let's continue with rational function. So when you see a rational function like this, the first thing you need to do anytime you see a rational function is to factor. Okay, look for anything that is common between terms. So when you look at these terms, there's nothing common. This is only one term. So you have x minus y, correct? So your sign, if it is divide, you change it to multiply. Then by changing it to multiply, you are going to switch this over to numerator and numerator turn it to denominator. Okay? So, and that will now be 6xy. So when you look at this numerator, you can see that we have 4 in common. All right, we have 4 here and we also have 4 here. Then you can now write those 4 outside. You now have x squared minus y squared. All right, so that is how to factor. Then you remember I told you in class that whenever you have something like a square minus b square, it's the same thing as a minus b and a plus b. Okay, so that is different of 2 squares. And this will now be 3x out of x minus y multiplied by 4. I will now do this to the same thing because there are 2 squares, right? I'll do it the same. So I'll now have x minus y, x plus y. Then everything out of 6xy. So what I will see now is that I find out that there are common terms here. So I can cancel out x minus y and x minus y. So that's the only thing I can cancel. Then I will use my 3x to multiply 4, and that will give me 12x. Then I will now have x plus y over 6xy. So, we can still divide 12 and 6. Okay, so 6 divided by 12 is 2, and this x will cancel this x. So my final answer is going to be 2x plus y over y. So that is how to do this type of question. Also practice it. And of course, you know that we already have some of the examples here. So we did it here already. So the same thing here. So this also, you also need to factor. You can see always factor. However, the difference is that we have subtraction here, not division. So that's the difference from the first example we did. So we have 3 over x plus 3 minus y over x square minus 3 square. Why? Because 9 is a perfect square. And some of you will ask, sir, how do I know when to put square and when not to put square? Just know your perfect square. What are the examples? So let me give you some examples. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So there are more, but definitely it's not going to be more than 10. So just put square, 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 square. So 10 square is 100. This is 81. This is 60, 64, I guess. This is 49. This is 36. This is 25. This is 16. This is 9. This is 4. And this is 1. So if you see 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, these are perfect square. So whenever you see it, just break it down, okay? Remember we have 9 here. So 9 is a perfect square. I broke it down to 2 squared, right? So why am I doing this? So that I can have difference of 2 squares that I explained in the other question that we solved. So I now have x plus 3 minus y equals x minus 3 x plus 3, right? So that's it. So the next thing I need to do is I'll find my LCD. And LCD stands for what? Lowest common denominator. So let me change color. So for me to get my LCD, I'm going to write everything in the denominator of this and this. However, I'm not going to repeat any of the terms, okay? That's the simplest way you are going to go about it. So here I have x plus 3 for the first expression. Then for the second one, I now have x minus 3. But I cannot write x plus 3 again because because I already wrote x plus 3, so I'm not going to repeat it. So the next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to now write my numerator, which is 3. Okay, so I discovered that I have x minus 3 at the denominator, but I don't have x plus 3 rather, but I don't have x minus 3. So I'll now multiply it by x minus 3. Then my minus, I'll put minus here, then y. So y, I have x minus 3, x plus 3. So it remains the same. So what do? I will now expand. I will use 3 to multiply this. So I have 3x minus 9 minus y out of x plus 3, x minus 3, which is your answer, or you can write it so that it looks neat. You say 3x minus y minus 9 equals x plus 3, x minus 3. And that's it. So that's how to solve this question. Okay? We already solved it here. So I just explained it. Then for this, this is very important. Straight up, when you look at the denominator are quadratic. So kindly solve the quadratic equation. Okay, you can also use your calculator, which I will do here, because you don't have time in your exams. So you use your mode 5-3. So for the first term, I have 6 here. Sorry. That's my calculator. So I have 2, 11, and negative 6. Okay. 2, 11, and negative 6. So I'll write 2 equals 11 equals negative, what's this? Negative, what's that? Okay. So negative 11, sorry, negative 6. So x1 is negative 6, s2 is 1 over 2. So s1, x equals negative 6, and s equals 1 over 2. So I'll bring this 6 in here. I'll have x minus 6, no, x plus 6 rather. So I'll use this 2 to multiply x. I will now have 2x equals 1. So I'll also bring this one in. So I'll now have 2x minus 1. Okay? So I'm going to clean this. But the point here is that I don't even know how to clean this using this annotation. I really don't know. Okay. So I will now have 6 over s plus 6, 2x minus 1. Then minus. So let's talk about the second part of the expression. So here we'll have 1 here, 3, and negative 18. So we also use mode 5-3. So let's use mode 5-3. If I have 1 equals 3 equals negative 18. Oof, 18. So I have negative 6. S1 is negative 6. S2 is 3. So x1 equals negative 6. S2 is 3. So I'll bring negative 6 in. I'll have x plus 6. I'll bring 3 in. I'll have x minus 3. Okay? So I now have 8 over x plus 6, x minus 3. All right? So let me remove my calculator. I'm done with it. So I can use my LCD. So using LCD now, I have x plus 6 to x minus 1. X plus 6 to x minus 1. X plus 6, I'm not going to write it again because I already wrote it here. So now I have x minus 3. So here I'll now for numerator, I'll now put my 6. I have x plus 6 to x minus 1, but I don't have x minus 3. So I'll have x minus 3. Then minus 8. Okay, so when we go to minus 8, we have x plus 6, x minus 3, but we don't have 2x minus 1. So I write 2x minus 1. Okay, so you spread it by doing distributive property. So you have 6x minus 18, because 6 times 3 is 18. Negative 8 times 2x will give you negative 16x. Negative 8 multiplied by negative 1 will give you plus 8. Then over s plus 6, 2x minus 1, x minus 3. So collect like terms, these two, okay, because they have x and x. So 6x minus 16x will give you negative 10x. So also 18 minus 8, negative 18 plus 8 is going to give you negative 10 over s plus 6, 2x minus 1, x minus 3. So where are they undefined? You say s, they are undefined at x. S must not be negative 6, must not be negative 1 over 2, and must not be equals 3. So these are the points where this expression will be undefined. Okay, so that's how to do this question. And let's look at, so we solved it here already. So let's look at this. They said two students, I'm not going to read it because of time. So you can read it when you are free, when you are solving it, read it. So I'm going to do x squared minus 1 over x squared minus x divided by x plus 1 over x. Remember, I told you perfect square, okay? 1 is a perfect square. Remember that time I wrote 1 squared, 2 squared. So all those are perfect squares. So 1 is a perfect square. And I say x squared minus 1 squared equals, I can factor out x squared minus x. What is common between these two terms is x. So I now have x minus 1. Okay? How? Some of you will ask, how do we get x minus 1? So what you just have to do is, let me clean this, s squared minus x. So what is common between them is x. So write it outside the bracket. So take this, which is x squared, and divide it by the common term, which is x. Your answer is going to be x. So you write it here. Okay? Then you take this second part, which is negative x, divide it by x, it's going to give you negative 1. So you write it here. So this is the factored form of this particular expression. So note that, okay? I don't know how to clean out right. Should have those done. Okay. So I now have over, what's this? I now have over x minus 1. Then divide, I'm going to change it to multiply. I have x over x plus 1 because I need to flip it, right? I need to flip it. Remember, this is squared. So this is different of 2 squared. This is different of 2 squared. So you are now going to, instead of writing it, you now write x minus 1, x plus 1 over x minus 1 multiplied by x over x plus 1. Okay? So this, we cancel this, right? This, we cancel this. So you have x over x. Also, you can also cancel it, and your answer is going to be 1. Okay? So when you read this, you know who is correct between Josh and Khalid. Okay? The answer is 1. So let's go to the next. So we are done with that. So let me quickly clean our screen. So the next thing we need to do is to find how to convert angles to radian and from radian to degree, which is very easy. Okay, because since you want to write in radian, okay, your angle must have this. And since it is coming with this, you can easily say 380 multiplied by this over 180. And that will give you your answer straight up. Okay, just plug it to your calculator. And some of you will be asking, how can I plug it in my calculator, we did in class. But let me also remind you again that you can plug in your calculator using, let me remove this from, just press shift on your calculator and this exponent, you see it, that's it. So if I want to solve this question now, I will say 380 multiplied by shift 6 over 180. And that is going to give me 19 pi over 9. Okay, so that is your answer. That will be your answer. So this will be 19 over 9 pi. All right. So the same thing with this. For this question, I will say 5 over 6 now, because I want to now write it in degrees. And I say 180 over pi. Okay. So let me also use my calculator. So I have 5 shift pi over 6. Now multiply by 180 over pi. So my answer here is going to be 150 degrees. And that's how to do it. Then for the arc of a length, you just multiply the length of an arc is S, which is theta multiplied by radius. So here our theta is 7 pi over 6, and our radius is 3 centimeters. Okay, so what you just need to do to find the length, you now say 7 pi over 6 multiplied by 3. Multiply by 3. And that will give us, so let's use our calculator. So we have 7 pi over 3 multiplied by, is it over 3? Over 6? Over 6. So we have 10.9, or let's say 11, or 10.99. So that will definitely give us 11. So we say the arc is, let me remove this calculator so that we can solve it. So equals what? 11 centimeter. So that is your answer. And we've done this before. So it's not something strange. So you see, we put 10.9, so you can convert it to 11. So our cis trigonometry ratio, which I told you, students in class, that you can always use this to remember. Okay, so you have sine theta equals opposite over hypotenuse plus theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan theta equals opposite over adjacent. So, and from our class work, we know that the longest side of our triangle is our hypotenuse, and the side that holds both the 90-degree and our angle, the side that holds it is our adjacent. And definitely the last part is what? Opposite. So, and our cis trigonometry ratio, you remember that you now have cosecant theta, which is the inverse of sine theta. So it will be hypotenuse over opposite sec theta, which is opposite of cos theta, and that will be hypotenuse over adjacent, and cot theta, which is the inverse of tan theta, is going to give adjacent over opposite. Okay, so for sine, let me change the, for sine, you can easily say what is opposite? Opposite is 28 over hypotenuse 53. Cos is adjacent 45 over 53. Tan is opposite, which is 28 over 45. And for cosecant theta, it's going to be 53 over 28. And for the sec, you have 53 over 45. And definitely cot is going to be 45 over 28. And that is very important for you to note. And that's how to do it. Hmm? It's not a rocket science. So it's easy. And we did it already. So for this, the only difference from what we did before now is just you need to find hypotenuse here, because this is hypotenuse, just like we said, and this side that is holding both angle and the right angle is adjacent, then this is opposite. So we need to find hypotenuse, and finding your hypotenuse, you use your Pythagorean theorem, which is h equals square root of your adjacent 3 square root of 3 square plus opposite, which is 3 square. And the hypotenuse is going to give you what? 6. So this will be 6. Then your sine theta will now be, remember that from our SOHCAHTOA, we have opposite, which is 3 over adjacent, and that will give you 1 over 2. You have cos theta, which is adjacent, which is 3 square root of 3 over hypotenuse, and that will give you square root of 3 over 2. Then we now have tan theta, which will give you opposite, which is 3 over 3 square root of 3. And this will, if you plug this in your calculator, this will give you square root of 3 over 3. And you have cosecant theta. Cosecant theta, of course, is going to be 6 over 3, which is 2. Then we have sec theta. Sec theta will give you 6 over 3 square root of 3. And this will give you 2 square root of 3 over 3. Then cot theta. Cot theta, which will give you 3 square root of 3 over 3. And definitely, this is going to give you square root of 3. So these are the 6 trigonometry ratio. So just learn the steps. Then, okay, I think we have it here. Yeah, we have it here. So for this, they said the terminal side of theta in standard position contained this point. They said we should find the exact value of the 6 trigonometry ratio. Still exact value. However, for points, we always use, in our trigonometry ratio, we always use sine theta is y over r, cos theta is x over r, and tan theta is y over x. Then cosecant is, of course, what is it called? The inverse of sine theta, which is r over y, and sec theta, I didn't put theta here, is r over x, then cot theta. Cot theta is s over y. Okay, so how do we find r? R is just like your hypotenuse when we are using the right triangle. So remember the points, -5 and 0 is x and y. So we need to find r. Then r is going to be the square root of -5 squared plus 0 squared. And this is going to give you, I guess it's going to give you 5, yeah. So it's going to give you 5. So you just substitute it into your ratios. Just substitute into your ratio. So this will be y is 0 over r is 5. And that will give us 0. Then x is -5 over 5. And this will give you -1. Then tan is 0 over -5. And this will give you 0. Then cosecant is going to give you 5 over 0. And this is undefined. Then you have sec, which is 5 over -5. That will give you -1. Then cos, which is -5 over 0. And this will also give you what? undefined. And that is how to answer this kind of questions. Let's see, do we have any other thing? Okay, so that's it. So make sure you follow through every of the example, practice it multiple times so that you understand it and answer the questions that I did not answer as well to, get full understanding. Thank you, and I wish you all the best in your forthcoming assessment C.